refresh that, I guess, because the first one that will be coming up, which we are going to, I think, wait till after we cover the sacraments. I thought that sounded like a good idea. Father Freddie said that. If you are not yet baptized, then the way I do it all as one rite, which you can't. So it's welcome and acceptance all at the same time. But I guess technically, if a person is not baptized, then what's being celebrated is the rite of acceptance. In other words, you're being accepted as a catechumen in the church. Catechumens is the fancy word, means person not yet baptized. And if you are already baptized, then that's the rite of welcome is celebrated with you. And so, in other words, you're just being welcomed, and we still call it all the catechumenate, but you're being welcomed into that. And so we've finished phase 1, which was inquiry. Now we're beginning the second, which is the catechumenate. So now we'll begin to pry a little deeper into things, particularly the sacraments. Just going to start going a little bit deeper into things. Okay? But as far as the specifics of the rite, when we get closer to time, then we'll talk about that. Everyone does have a sponsor at this point? True? Okay. Okay, good. But this is pretty good. I don't know if you read it, but if you haven't, it's pretty good, and it kind of explains things pretty well. I forgot to bring my schedule with me. I know we certainly don't meet next Thursday because that's Thanksgiving. But I believe we pick up the following Thursday,
December 1st.
which would be December 1st, Thursday after Thanksgiving. Okay. We'll talk about baptism and confirmation. Okay. Who's doing that?
Father Freddie.
Father Freddie. Okay.
Unless someone dies.
Yeah, we never know when that's going to happen. The only other thing I guess I would mention is, we started back in September, and we're in the middle of November now. And I mentioned that very first night, that this whole process is, yes, partly educational. It's information about what we believe, why we do stuff. It's partly being welcomed into a church and a specific expression of the church in a place, a parish. And it's also, and most importantly, it is a spiritual journey. Something brought you here. You are here for some reason, whatever that is. And if you haven't given any thought to it, it might be worth thinking a bit about. Have my reasons changed any? Am I coming now for any different reasons than I did in September? Am I seeing anything differently in my relationship with Jesus Christ and His church differently than I did in September? When I go to Mass, is there anything different about experiencing that than when I first went to Mass? Those are good kinds of questions, although not an exhaustive list. ponder. Because that tells us something about where the Spirit's moving, our spirit. That is the idea, that through this whole thing, God is working, and there is movement, there is growth. I'm growing as a person, as a human being, as a follower of Christ, and even if you're not certain at this point, but you certainly don't have to be, am I in some way more attracted, less attracted to the Catholic Church? Or is it just the needle's just playing glass? Some good things to call if you haven't already. Anything else? Boy, I got you, Dwight. All right, then, let's pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thank you. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving.
You too.